Well, I'm on the highway today on Interstate 71, heading to Marion, Ohio. I don't know if you've ever heard of Marion, Ohio, but it's central Ohio, about 50 miles north of Columbus, near Mansfield. I live in northeastern Ohio, so it's about 2 hours and 15 minutes from where I live, probably. And I'm going to see the tombstone of Warren G. Harding, 29th President of the United States. He wasn't my favorite president, but had some good attributes, and he was born in Ohio, so his tomb's in Ohio, and there's a monument dedicated to him down in Marion. So because I'm doing these tombstone tours or gravesite tours, I figured why not drive all the way to Marion, Ohio, and do this one. So anyways, I look forward to seeing you in Marion. Since Ohio has a lot of presidents that were born in the state, they also have a lot of presidents buried here. This is Marion, Ohio, where Warren G. Harding was buried. And right over there is where he was raised, in that green house. This is something I ran into, was the Warren G. Harding Presidential Museum. I didn't even know was going to be here, but I figured I'd stop because it's right on the way to where he was buried. I'll get a little closer view of his house. Out of all the grave sites I've seen, this is by far the most impressive one. But he was a president. He's the first president I've done a gravesite tour of. But this is absolutely huge. It doesn't look that big, but I'm pretty far away. It's like one of these buildings in Washington, D.C. If you ever come to Marion, Ohio, it's almost impossible to miss this. There's about 16 steps to get up there to the memorial, but unfortunately it's gated off, but I'll still go up there and show you what it looks like on the inside. So this is the inside of the monument. This is where he was buried, supposedly. As you can see, the tombstone inside, it looks like maybe one of him and one of his wife. Unfortunately it's gated, so I can't get any closer right now. But he was born on November 2nd, 1865, and died on August 2nd of 1923. 57 years old when he died. He served from 1921 until his death, which was in office. Unfortunately, he died one of the few presidents who actually died in office. During his time in office, he's one of the more popular presidents. He's a Republican, an overall good person, a nice person. Obviously, I think you have to be a nice person to be elected president, an intelligent person, but not everybody that has become president has been well liked. I think he's one of the more well liked presidents while he was in office. But after his death, it came to light that he had an extramarital affair with Nan Britton, and also the Teapot Dome came to light, and I will kind of explain a little bit more about each one of those. In 1898, Warren Harding started his political career and won the election of the Ohio Senate, and he served there until 1903. During his presidency, he was known for reducing taxes for corporations and wealthy individuals, and he had a strict immigration policy. I mentioned the Teapot Dome, and a lot of people don't know what that is. So basically what happened was he rented lands for oil companies in exchange for gifts and personal loans. You probably shouldn't do that if you're president, because you're in it for everyone. So obviously we all know what extramarital affairs are, but he also drank alcohol in the White House, which is a violation of the 18th Amendment. So his death in 1923 was on a hiking trip. He was on a tour across the United States to promote his policies. He was 57 at the time. It was assumed he had a heart attack. He never actually had an autopsy, but it was also assumed that his wife could have poisoned him because she found out about the affairs that he was having. So this is a pretty cool monument in Marion, Ohio. So obviously if you're ever elected president, or I am, this might be something that will be built after us, something similar to this. So it's pretty cool. I think it's very unlikely that'll happen to me, but maybe somebody watching this video will. I think that'd be really cool, because it's so out of place in Marion. There's really not much here. I like the town, but it's kind of an unusual thing. It's right by a World War II gravesite, but it's obviously the biggest tomb. So it's kind of a cool thing to see in Marion, Ohio. Right here is an American flag blowing in the wind, and then across the street is a World War II cemetery, and then this is the tomb of Warren Harding, and there is the big tomb that he's located at. I think he's buried here. He could be buried in Washington, D.C., but they have a lot in Marion dedicated to him, like his house and the museum. So there's a lot of cool things here in Marion to see for Warren Harding. So I figured I'd come and take a look here. I wouldn't say that Warren Harding was my favorite president of all time, but I probably would have liked him decently. But typically the way politics is half the people love you and half the people hate you. Just kind of the nature of politics. It's unfortunate it's that way, but it seemed like probably since the 1960s, things with each political side have kind of gone farther and farther apart. So I don't think quite during Warren Harding's time it would have been that way, but there's always the temptation to have extramarital affairs, but unfortunately he gave into the temptation, and that kind of smeared him after he died. But I think he was a well-liked president and did some great things while the short time he was in office. But anyways, I just wanted to drive down here to Marion, Ohio, and show you his tomb. And it's more like a monument though, so it's pretty cool. If you ever come down this way, it's something neat to see. So anyways, have a great day. Thanks for watching.